Here. Enlow.
Here.
Barrett. Here. Burnett.
Here.
Drake.
Here.
Dryberg. McCormick.
Here.
Murtaugh.
Here.
Peterman.
Here.
Pitts.
Here.
Riley.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
Schrage. White.
Here.
Humble.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Colwell.
Here.
All set?
Outside.
All right. Anyway, I'm Bill Abada Mateo. I was asked to chair it today. Bill Driver couldn't make the meeting. All right, first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our last meeting on September 8th. I know everyone was given a copy or emailed a copy of it.
I'll make the motion for approve it.
And we have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted. And we have a second. All right, is there any discussion or additions or corrections to the minutes? All right, hearing none, then we'll move the question. All those in favor of adopting the minutes as submitted? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Signify no. All right, the ayes have it. The minutes are adopted. Thank you. Item 2, membership update. I have something I have to read into the record. Effective September 27th, 2021, member Stephen Vieira resigned from the Charter Review Commission. On September 28th, 2021, the Board of County Commissioners appointed Bob White as a voting member to the Charter Review Commission to replace Steve Vieira. In addition, the Commissioners appointed Rob Humple as first alternate, Susan Graham as second alternate, and James Colwell as third alternate. On September 30th, 2021, I, being Chairman Dryberg, placed Bob White on the Constitutional Officers Subcommittee, Rob Humple on the Administrative/Staff Subcommittee, Susan Graham on the Constitutional Officers Subcommittee, and James Colwell on the Other Boards and Agencies Subcommittee. And to those new members, congratulations for your appointment. What we did initially at our first meeting, we just asked everybody just to introduce themselves and, a minute or so, just tell everyone else about yourself. And can start with Bob.
My name is Bob White. I'm the Executive Director of the Charlotte County Chamber of Commerce. I have been in Charlotte County just under 10 years. Very heavily involved in the business community and the community in whole. So I'm very pleased to be on this.
Welcome, Bob. Next, Rob.
Thank you, Bill. Rob Humple, I'm the president of Florida Premier Contractors. We're a general contractor that has been doing work in the area for the past 10 years. This is our 10-year anniversary, actually. I've been living here since 1996, raised a couple kids here. My wife has a business here, so we're very, very invested in the community. I'm glad to be serving on this board.
All right, welcome. Susan.
Suzanne Graham, Massey Services, Director of Government Affairs. My husband and I owned American Pest Control and sold it to them 10 years ago. I've been in Charlotte County since a long time, 1981, I'm sorry. And I served on the Charter Review Commission back in 2010. And I'm a past president of the Charlotte Facility Builders Association.
Thank you, Suzanne. And James.
Afternoon, everyone. James Colwell, Charlotte State Bank and Trust, Vice President at their commercial lending portion of the bank. Been in community banking for over 20 years, 15 of those locally. Volunteer on a whole bunch of boards around town, and very glad to be part of this one.
All right, welcome, James. For these 4 new members and anyone else that may have been added since our first orientation, and I know most of you have served on other panels and boards, are familiar with Sunshine. But Attorney Rob is just going to just briefly give you an overview, which may include any new updates since you may have last served.
Welcome, everybody. Basically, we all operate under the Sunshine Law. That means any meeting has to be given public notice and minutes are taken. And the Sunshine Law has a very broad definition. If 2 of you on the same commission talk to each other on the phone, that constitutes a meeting because you have 2 people that are meeting that are on a commission. So you cannot talk to each other about any business that is likely to come before this Charter Review Commission. You can talk about the weather, you can talk about your favorite restaurant, but just nothing that's likely to come before this body. Your committee meetings are the same way, your subcommittees, you also operate under the same rules, so subcommittee meetings are also advertised, minutes are taken. That's basically it in a nutshell. If you ever have a concern or a question, feel free to contact me, because it's much better for you to get it correct than try to fix it afterwards, because there are criminal and civil penalties involved in sunshine law violations, and they can also have the effect of undoing decisions that are made because of the violation of the sunshine law in the decision-making process. I think that's it in a nutshell.
Do any of the new members have a quick question for Rob at all regarding that? All right. And one or two things came to mind that we were advised of, in addition to that, is that if we correspond with the secretary, Audrey, don't include everybody else as a general, don't CC everybody else. You're just sending it to one person. For instance, if you have to contact the chairman or someone else, go through the secretary, and then she will blast it to whoever who may need to be included in that chain. Okay? All right, so moving on, citizen input on the agenda items. And right now, we'd like to open it up. I know Dave Kesselring wants to speak. Is there anyone else that's here to speak for the public? Okay. Dave, before you start, I understand you have some material you would like to pass out? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Dave, is there enough for the secretary as well?
There should be. There's 15. I don't know if that's enough. Is that enough? Maybe you can make another copy.
Just so we have it for the record.
There might be an extra one.
Did you have one, Audrey, already?
No, that's good.
He gave me one.
Oh, so you have one. Okay.
Is there enough? That'd be good.
Oh, perfect.
You have one for, did you get one up there?
No, not yet.
No,
Is there
we're
any more
on this
either
side,
end?
but we can, unless you got one. No, you're all right.
We'll send it.
We'll share.
We'll make do. That's fine. Go
I
ahead.
can email
That's
you one.
fine.
I could email you one if you want.
I'll make copies for Robert didn't get one.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
need 16 next time.
And as
It's
part of
actually
our
19.
packet today, we do have a letter together from Mr. Kesselring as additional public input, and that'll be part of the record, you know, for the board. All right. John?
Was that letter from last time? Was that letter from the last meeting?
September 14th in the paper.
Okay.
Yeah, from 9/14/21, with the heading Single Member District Voting Commissioners. Just for the record, just state your name.
My name's Dave Kesselring, David Kesselring.
Okay.
Okay, I live in Port Charlotte. I've got two things today, but I think I can get through in 3 minutes. First one's about restoring the separation of powers in our county. In every level of American government, a takeover by bureaucrats and administration has been occurring. Politicians have been unwilling to study constitutional issues or unwilling to take responsibility for violation of the people's rights. They've delegated authority to unelected bureaucrats and even lawyers. This authority is originally delegated specifically to them by the people and for the people. Charlotte County is no exception. My proposed addition to the charter is just one small possibility to fight back this absolute change in our American representative form of government. I find it hard to believe that many voters would vote this down, as it's only a direct protection for them. In summary, my additions in this subject disallow violations of individual rights of the people and disallow re-delegating legislative or judicial authority to the county attorney and or the county administrator, which is originally delegated by the voters to the commissioners and the sheriff. When we do give up some of our rights for security, we expect what is given to remain in the hands of elected officials, not unelected bureaucrats.
Okay.
My second topic's about an elected charter review members. Yes, my first question is, why are charter review members not elected in Charlotte County? I think if they advertised it, I think we'd have much more participation. It should be obvious to anyone that understands representation of our American form of government as to why this extremely important board, probably the most important board in the county, should be elected by we the people. Still, I'll list a few of the many reasons for changing the charter to reflect an elected charter review board. Election offers a more direct role by we the people in potential changes to rules guiding our own county government. Many highly qualified individuals with extensive understanding of the proper function and role of government, who have almost no chance of being appointed unless they run out of spaces, would be able to run for a board position. The commissioners already have way too much power and don't represent many large cross-sections of residents of Charlotte County. Why should they also have the authority to choose those that make decisions regarding the structure of our local government for at least 6 years, if not generations? Sarasota has an elected charter review board and has much, much more participation than Charlotte County. 50 to 100 people can show up to their meetings as opposed to a few or even none in Charlotte County. As candidates are running for the charter review board, communicating with voters, they're also announcing that the review meetings are occurring and even explaining what the review is all about. In Charlotte County, a large majority of residents don't even know we have a charter.
It's time.
Unless there's a review every 6 years. There's a chance at having a much more representative group. If someone takes the time and invests the money to run for charter review board, they're much less likely to leave before finishing. Please serve and protect the
Dave, are you wrapping up? We give everyone 3 minutes.
Please serve and protect the people of Charlotte County by discussing these items and adding them to the list of ballot suggestions to the county commissioner.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, anyone else for public input?
Yep.
Yes, would you like to speak?
Yep, I would.
Yeah, come on up. Again, we limit it to 3 minutes.
Understand.
Just identify yourself.
My name is Mike Moser. I live in Port Charlotte, Murdoch. Tonight, this is going to be extemporaneous, but full disclosure, me and Dave know each other quite well. Tonight, on the Blaze, Glenn Beck is going to talk about secession. Secession is just one of my interests. Yeah, I'm looking at lots of different things, and there's lots of different secessions, partitions, all kinds of stuff. But the idea is that our country is at each other's throats in a terrible, terrible way. And so people are looking for, just relief. It starts at the bottom, okay? It starts at the precinct level, okay? For the longest time, the rank and file, and this led to the Trump revolt, has not been represented. When I listened to the introductions of the 4 new members, I was confronted with banks, business, construction, and promotion of business, which disappointed me, okay? But it's not unexpected because the commission are the ones who do the appointing. Why would they appoint someone or some people that are, not going to be within their frame of reference for allowable kinds of things? I've watched, thanks to Dave turning me on to it, I've watched some of the commission hearings here, not commission hearings, but the charter review hearings, and I was very surprised. There's some really good stuff that comes up. So I'm not saying that everyone is within that role or that you guys don't do the job. It's just that I'm disappointed that there is not more rank and file representation. And I hope that you guys take that into consideration for the future as part of your charter review. Now, I know Ms. Murtha, she doesn't know me, I think, but we've corresponded and disagreed on the Charlotte Republican websites and stuff like that. Again, I'm hoping that there is a sea change starting from the bottom. And that's my piece, guys.
All right, thank you for your input. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, we have a motion to end the citizen input.
So made.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded to end citizen input for today. Any discussion on that? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by no. All right, the ayes have it. Citizen input is closed, and we thank the members for their input. All right, moving on, old business. Last meeting, we requested some reports. They should be in your package. You know, I don't have in front of me who may have requested it or for what purpose, but we have the 2020 Sales Tax Extension Fund. All revenues collected as of September 7th, 2021.
It was emailed out to you. I'm not sure. Oh, are you providing it today as well?
I just had a copy here. I don't-
Do you have a copy for each member today, or was it in an email?
Email.
It was emailed out. All right.
The only copy is the updated CRC expense report.
So that was one report, again, I forget who requested it, what the purpose was, but it has been provided as requested. A second report was asked if we could have the City of Punta Gordas,
Sorry, but it's
the
on
2020 1% sales tax extension, and their sales tax revenues collected as of the end of September 2021. And that total has been $2,557,096. And again, everyone should have this. If they don't have it, email the secretary, and you'll get it. But third item was the Florida statute on, looks like the sales, is this the sales tax statute? Okay. Florida statute 212.055. This was asked for, and it was sent to all of the members. I know you don't have these documents in front of you, but are there any questions, or anybody not get what they were asking for? Okay. All right, that was it for the reports anyways. We can go to subcommittees, if any subcommittees have anything they want to report. Again, this isn't an extensive of what you've done, you know, blow by blow at every meeting, but if you want to share where you're at in your next meeting, we can begin with the administration staff.
Donna Barrett for the record. We've had some changes on our committee. Steve Vieira, who just left, he's resigned. Steve has left us too. He went to another committee. So we have completed all of our interviews at this point with our committee. We're reviewing the minutes and recordings so that they can get caught up, and then we're going to come together and go over what we want to present.
Do you have a date for your next subcommittee meeting?
We're looking at November.
Okay.
Andrea is setting it up,
All right.
you know, right with other meetings just to make sure that it'll work.
And do the meetings of subcommittees go to all the committee members? I forget. No, just, all right, Board of County Commissioners, I chair that. I'll just give, yes.
I just want to say that the county does send those meetings out, so I do get notifications when everybody's having their meetings.
Oh, okay. All right. I just mentioned that in case somebody's interested in attending another subcommittee. If you want to just sit in and watch, you know, as an
We don't
observer.
get those. We don't see other committees.
I got an email from Brian Gleason telling me when you guys are meeting. I signed up for every notification the county gives them.
Well, you signed up for it, that's why you got it.
Yeah. By Board of County Commissioners, I chair that subcommittee. We met, we've interviewed one person so far. We're meeting again on October 20th here at 11 a.m. and we're scheduled to interview the county manager, Hector Flores, as well as the clerk of the court, Roger Eaton. I know some of you may have interviewed them, but we're interviewing them because of issues that deal with the county commissioners. Some issues came up. You know, that's not uncommon to have some overlap. Constitutional officers.
We've got two new committees, two committee people we just appointed. And just for the record, I understand they applied for the job, and that anyone that applied was appointed to the commission or to the, just to clear the air, so people understand that. We've interviewed all of the people we wish to. We're going to have a little meeting this afternoon to welcome the new people, explain where we are, and set our meeting sometime in the next month. We have some suggestions for the charter.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. And other boards and agencies?
Yeah, hi, I'm Teresa Martha, chair of that board, and we have finished our interviews with the various agencies that we were scheduled to interview, and we are now going to compile our first thoughts as to what we recommend to the full committee, and that meeting will take place November 18th, and we're going to exchange ideas through Andrea in the meantime so that we can make that meeting productive. I do have a question, legal question that came up. I don't know whether this is the appropriate time to raise it or I should hold it for new business.
Well, if it deals with your subcommittee.
Yeah, there's something that's come up in our various discussions when we bring up some of our questions, that we get responses like, well, that's against Florida statute. You can't do anything about that. For instance, we had one question that was about casino gambling. And the question was specifically, should Florida pass a law, approval of casino gambling throughout the state? Would you agree that the county should have some kind of weigh-in on that decision for the county, either by referendum or some other means? When we brought that question up, we said, well, you can't go against state law. And there was another issue regarding residency, whether administrators and people in charge of positions within the county should be required to have residency, and that was again pointed out to me that question was moot because state law would be against that provision, meaning that, and specifically read, the court has long instructed that statutes may not impose qualification requirements for public officers, blah, 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 blah. So my question is, what can we do? Are we able to do those sorts of things? Are we able to make those sorts of changes?
So there are certain things
Provisions.
that is preempted to the state that you can't locally change. I can, off the top of my head, rattle off what they are and whether the ones you've just brought up, a specific statute, I have to research those issues. But what I would suggest is if the committee feels strongly about something, bring it forward, and then we can research. If the full committee hears the subcommittee's idea and wants to pursue that, then that's something worth researching. I just try to avoid researching every little question that comes up because
Understood.
It may not have.
Yeah, understood. I would ask Bill then, when would be appropriate to raise that kind of issue? Would that be after we submit our reports?
Yeah.
Is that the appropriate timing for that?
Yeah.
And Teresa, in response to that, and again, this isn't legal.
Yeah.
I'm not giving no legal advice or opinion. I'm just stating that there were 4 counties that have citizen referendum required for gambling.
I know that, yeah.
Clay, Orange, Osceola, and Seminole counties.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Now,
I was
again, it
told
could be
that
in their
was
charter,
unconstitutional.
but maybe it's not legal.
Right, that's what I was told. When
Well-
I said the same thing to the person who questioned that I was told it's unconstitutional, despite the fact that it's in other charters. Because that's why we raise it, because of that very reason that you just stated, that other charters do have that provision. And we said, well, that's not a bad idea, that might happen here. Shouldn't we consider having that same provision in our charter? And this is what I'm getting feedback I was getting back from some of the people that we were interviewing. So.
There have been things in our charter even that case law has come out subsequently that makes what was in our charter void, and I think there was like a footnote in the charter that says this was nullified by state versus people or whoever.
That's where the research would come in.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, when would that be appropriate to bring up then for full committee discussion? After the report?
Yeah, my suggestion would be you do your report. If there's something in there, let's just say that we have local control over gambling is the issue. If the full committee wants to pursue that as a charter amendment, then that's when I would research it to see if it could be done.
I just have a question on that. You said local control on gambling. It wouldn't be local control. It would
I don't know
be
what the
whether-
question is.
No,
so-
but, well, I'm going to just give a question. If there's only 20 state, counties that have a charter, the rest are governed by the state. So if the state said you could have gambling, you might be able to, through zoning, stop it, possibly. If you're a charter county, maybe. If you're not a charter county, you have no mechanism by which to do that. Now, I'm not an attorney, you've got a lot more experience than I do.
Well, like I said, I was just giving you an example. I don't know what question I'm researching yet, so I don't know how to word
I
the
would
question.
wager you, if we put it in that you could have gambling, there would be somebody down here from Tallahassee real quick.
Perhaps.
Well, again, it's in 4 other counties, and I don't have the answer, other than it's in 4 other counties. You know, if you wanted to, maybe there's people in these counties that could shed some light on that too.
That's a good point.
It may have been in their charter and they've never brought it up for a referendum either, you know?
That's a good point.
But anyways, but good point, Teresa. All right, so any other old business? All right, moving on to new business. We have a few things we have to approve. And again, these were these were submitted in the emails, I believe, unless there's also a copy today.
Just the updated CRC.
Yeah, the updated. One of them is, we need to approve the latest statement dated 10/1 for the Big W Law Firm, Statement of Services. And that is, this here, does everybody have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on anything that's in this report for the Big W Law Firm?
I only have one question. It appears that there is another statement or invoice that was not paid, so there's actually 2 of them.
It was approved, it hadn't been paid, but it's been paid since then.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it was fair you should have to wait to get paid. You might,
I think you're up to date, it's just this new invoice.
Right, and this current balance of $843.75 is, that's the accurate balance?
843.75?
Yeah. Yeah, 843.75 is the amount of this invoice.
Okay. All right, any questions on this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, yeah.
oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah, we have a motion by Don.
Oh.
Would you like to second it?
Second.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to approve the bill. Again, any further discussion on it? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the bill as submitted signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
signify by no. All right, the ayes have it.
I just have, just one question, because there's two numbers on there. And Bob had said that the one was paid, the 400, am I correct? So I think we just should amend that.
Well,
I mean, he's been paid for the one that's on there.
the invoice is for the 843.75. The other information is just where you stand in making the payment, but you've approved all the other invoices,
Yeah.
so approving this is fine, the way you did it.
Didn't want to get paid twice.
The next item we have to approve, it has to come up for approval, is the latest expense report for this subcommittee. April through September 2021. Is that in today's package for everybody, or has that been emailed?
It was attached to the agendas.
Okay. So if everybody turns to, it looks like the second page in the agenda, we have our expenditure status report.
I'll make a motion to approve so we could discuss.
Okay, Okay, we have a motion on the floor,
Second.
and a second. And, all right, any other questions or discussion on the expense report? All right, we'll move to question. All those in favor of accepting it signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. All right, the ayes have it. The report is accepted. Any other new business that anyone would like to bring up? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is just an open discussion. We can go around the room clockwise, starting with, yes?
The change for next month.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'll do that now. In new business, we do have the third page of the agenda. If you remember, we were going to be meeting at Trangali.
Yes.
And that's occupied with another function. So they secured another spot out there in West County at the Ann and Chuck Diva Regional Park. It's out in West County. Does anybody know what that is?
Is that that's the address I see?
Yeah, it's off of Sandcastle.
Okay. Sandcastle. That's where we're meeting on November 10th at 3 p.m. If you remember, when we established the meetings, we wanted to have a few off-site, when I say off-site, out of Murdoch and get out there in the community. And this is the one that's going to West County. All right, so just make a note of that. Don't come here. All right. All right, discussion. We'll go around. If you have anything you want to share or any comments, starting with Bill.
What I reported is where we are.
Very good. Adam.
I follow Bill on that.
That's good. Don.
Nothing.
Suzanne.
Nothing, thank you.
Oh, that's good. All right.
No, I'm good.
Steve. Pass. Sherry.
Nada.
Don.
Just a welcome to our new members. I'm glad to see business on our committee as well.
Donna.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Teresa.
Nothing today.
Nothing wrong. All James. Patty.
All good.
Dr. Pitts.
Nothing.
Wow.
Jeff.
Good.
Is everybody sick?
And I don't have any comments. Either.
Everybody save it for Bill when he comes back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, if there's no other business before us, no other comments, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion too, why not?
You got it, Donna.
Second.
No Schaefer seconds it. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. And again, welcome to the 4 new members.
What's that?